you for all of you for joining us today. Shanzi and I have had a great opportunity to meet each other over the last couple years, and it's incredible to see a woman in leadership at this level. And for those of you ladies who are still here, don't forget we do have our women's luncheon today at 12:30 in 202B. I just want a little quick reminder. But Shanzia, here we are, state of Georgia, and you are the first woman to become the CIO for the state of Georgia. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I think as I grew up in technology and I see my little girls grow up in technology, I always believe if you could see it, you could be it.
You can.
I'd love to hear a little bit about your journey.
Okay, so first of all, let me thank Governor Kemp for giving me this opportunity to serve Georgians in this capacity. You know, his vision for Georgia is Georgians first, improving operational efficiency and putting our state in the best possible cyber posture that we can. I'm not a technologist, but I'm an operational person, someone with a passion of improving processes and getting things done. I started my career with the state of Georgia back in 2008. And since then, I've been in several agencies. So I know the needs of Georgia. I know what needs to be done. Before I became the CIO for GTA, I was on the outside looking in. And I knew that we needed to change a few things. And the things that we needed to change are the people, processes, and technology. So what I did was the first thing I did was got a strong legal counsel. Everything that we do is engulfed in MOUs, contracts, and SOWs. So I needed someone to really look at the information on those documents to make sure it's aligned with where we're going. The second thing I did was I hired a chief data officer, a chief development officer, and his task is to build in-house applications to save money for our state. If he can't build them, go out to vendors to get new technology that will help serve Georgians. And the third thing I did was hire Dmitry Kagansky.
Thank you for that.
Dmitry is from AWS, and he's our chief cloud officer. So he's doing a wonderful job, so thank you, AWS, for Dmitry. I believe in titles. And when I brought in just these three resources, titles send messages. And this sent a clear message to my staff, my agencies, and my vendors about the direction we were headed in. So they know what we're doing. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. But we have to keep going to make Georgia a better place to live and a better place to work.
I think you've created such a team environment, and yes, I think it's great that as we developed our talent, we were able to share some of that talent to the state. And I think it's important to recognize the leadership team and what you've brought to that organization has been fantastic.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're still, you know, like we're in the MSI model.
Yeah.
You know, that's our process change. At this point, you know, sometimes the MSI, it brought fatigue and it brought miscommunication between GTA and our agencies. So what are we doing now? We're tearing that down and rebuilding that process. We weren't listening to our constituents. We had outsourced everything. You know, the vendors were running the business. So now we're bringing all that back in-house to make sure we're listening to our customers, making our customers first.
That's exciting, and I know from a constituent perspective, they're starting to see that change, and this journey has taken a while. I mean, you've been in role for just about a year. Can you tell us a little bit about the strategy that you put in place for cloud?
Pivoting to a cloud-first strategy was first on the agenda. We previously had a few agencies with cloud initiatives, but we didn't have a statewide direction. And that's where Dmitry and team came in place to put in those guardrails, to put in those security measures. If we're going to do cloud, it's got to be done correctly. It's got to be done securely. So we got that in place. We've got our board members to adopt our Cloud First policy. We've got support from our governor. We've got support from our Office of Planning and Budget. So we're on fire in Georgia. We're moving to the cloud. We're trying to move as many applications from our on-prem data center to the cloud within the next 6 months. So we have a very aggressive schedule for our cloud.
It's a bold statement that you've made and you've taken on by ways of opportunity for the state and cost savings, agility, constituency services. When you think about when you're sitting down with Governor Kemp or the team, what do you hope to deliver to the constituents themselves to offer additional services to them through the enablement of cloud?
Well, our constituents will benefit from anything that we do because we are constituent first focused. You know, they're our number one customers, so we're aimed to please them. Our constituents will have greater reliability on our systems. These are systems they depend on. They want us to do this. It's our job to deliver what our constituents want. So we're here to deliver, you know, things that they need. When I talk about delivering services to our constituents, I'm just not talking about state agencies. I'm talking about we're ready to help any government entity in the state of Georgia. And when we pass on cost savings, when we pass on additional resources, cloud and security resources, all Georgians win.
Absolutely, and it's refreshing. I'm going a little bit off script, but it's refreshing to hear as states continue to grow in their innovation and opportunities to serve citizens to offer those to other agencies or even other communities, such as the cities and the counties.
Right.
Do you see that model changing or increasing, not just in the state of Georgia, but do you feel that that's going to be a trend that we'll see greater?
That should be a trend. I hope we see that greater because, again, you shouldn't be working in silos. When you're working within a state, you're thinking about the entire state. So everybody should be working together to reach goals for the entire state.
That's excellent. And it's also about savings, right?
It's also about those savings.
If we could
cost
put
savings.
cost savings from legacy environments into programs that are meeting our students where they're at, meeting our constituents where they're at, I think that's,
right.
At least that's a top mission for myself, and I know the team as well. You know, can you share some of the organizational strategies? We tend to say the technology is really the easy part. It's really the change management. Can you share some strategies to help you empower your mission leaders to succeed in growing that digital economy environment in Georgia?
Those strategies for mission leaders would be to have an operational mindset. You got to be able to get things done. You got to be able to rally your troops behind your goals and missions and to get them done. And not only to get them done, but get them done in a timely manner. I think the second thing, you have to have technology-centric goals. These are goals to set you up for the future. You always have to be thinking about 2-3 years down the road. I always tell my vendors, don't bring me anything that I already have. You know, I need something new and innovative. So you've got to think forward always. And the third thing is you've got to be willing to change your culture. Like you just said, technology is the easy part. The hard part is getting people to change. For our agencies, change is uncomfortable because they're, you know, used to a structured environment. To our employees, they're uncomfortable because now they're going through uncharted waters, learning new skills. Leaders should always be thinking about reskilling and retooling their staff.
We talked a little bit about that in the back.
Yeah, we did.
About, you know, those that want to upskill and
right.
those that don't.
Right.
And I think we're all struggling with the tech skill of the future. But I think it also plays to adjusting to the new demands of the future of work.
Right, right.
And I'd like to, do you have any thoughts on the direction of where it's moving to the future, knowing that change is here and now for Georgia?
Yeah, that change is here, and again, you know, we have to be ready for any changes that come about. But in Georgia, you know, I think every state has a broadband initiative, and that's one of our biggest initiatives right now, connecting Georgians, building bridges where there's no connectivity. You know, our governor just awarded $408 million in ARPA funding for 49 projects. That's going to make a huge impact in Georgia. You know, this broadband initiative gives us opportunities for economic growth. It brings on opportunities for educational services and healthcare access. You know, this also goes in line with the commitment that Governor Kemp has for Georgians, you know, bringing Georgians first. When the pandemic first hit, you know, we have one of the best availability maps out there, down to the address level. And the data on that map ensured us during the pandemic, we knew exactly where we were lacking educational opportunities for kids. We knew exactly where to go put broadband hotspots for kids to do online learning. We also, our data also gave us the information to where our 159 counties, we were able to give all of our constituents healthcare access during the pandemic. So our broadband initiative is going to move mountains in Georgia. I was on the infrastructure committee where we reviewed 168 applications. They were, you know, long nights of reviewing applications, but there were good projects there. So we're excited about the projects that's coming our way.
Well, connectivity is so important, and you're right.
Very important.
We just saw recent press of how many states are actually petitioning to actually participate in the funds that are available. Going back to talent, you know, we were sharing our tales and woes about finding talent and building a community to which you could draw from, and we're always there to help on either way.
Okay.
What are some of the what's your thought on how do you bring new talent into GTA and to the organizations? Do you have a strategy there? Are you working in partnership with other parts of the state to help you foster that environment?
Well, new talent, I believe, is our up-and-coming new students, fresh new minds. GTA just rolled out a mentorship program with college students where we're bringing them in to shadow some of our divisions. They're interested in cybersecurity. They're interested in, you know, accounting. They're interested in technology. We also have one that's interested in physics, but he's at GTA right now. Excuse me, learning about what we do at GTA. We're also trying to partner with TCSG. TCSG have over 1,000 students, cloud students. Those are resources that we're lacking in the state of Georgia. So if you partner with your local community colleges, with these students, great minds, I think that's the strategy we need right now.
Yeah, we're seeing the success. Multiple states have signed statewide agreements in partnership with AWS Educate and Academy to help bridge that gap. We actually had some great student success out of Georgia, moving their careers past where they were to where they're going to be. And quite frankly, as we continue to strive to find that next generation of thinker, we have to reach a little bit deeper into those schools. So I applaud what you're doing there from an internship perspective.
I mean, they go to school for one thing, but along their path, they may change. So it's our job to let them know what's out there.
Absolutely. Again, if you could see it, you could be it. I'm going to stick with that. What's the strategy for return to work? I know as we still are debating, are we back in the office or are we not? What's the state's position with their tech teams or those that are not necessarily constituent facing on a day-to-day basis?
Well, Georgia right now still has a hybrid model. We have some agencies where they come in twice a week. My agency, we're there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I mean, when the pandemic hit, our employees proved to us that they can do better work at home. So why mess that up? You know, so we're going to keep them in this hybrid model as long as we're seeing the work being produced.
Perfect. And I think it also gives that opportunity for returning citizens, returning workers after the pandemic. Maybe they were staying at home with their kids. Maybe they were trying to manage things at home. It's great to see the opportunity to continue to offer that hybrid opportunity. I'm gonna move to one of the last questions, and I think there's a lot of things, as I've heard from you and your team, looking backwards over the past year. If you could have gone faster, if you could have done something different, being more reflective, what would be the top 3 things that you would say, if I would have, looking back? And then I'm going to ask you the same question as you look forward.
If I would have, let's see. I don't know if there's anything I would have done differently. I think the course that we're on is the course that we should be on. So I just say we're just going to stay on course. The team knows what direction we're headed in, and they're excited about that. So I don't think there's anything I would do different.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
All right, 5 years down the road, or even 3 years down the road, or as a reminder for those in primary states, hope you voted early.
Yes.
There's a big primary happening down in your state.
Yes, it is.
Take yourself 2 years down the road. When you look backwards on the work that you're going to embark over the next 2 years, what do you see? What would success look like for you?
Continuing to improve constituent services, continuing to make Georgia a better place to live and work, continuing to see us grow. You know, there's a lot of work to be done in Georgia, and success for me is moving that needle. You know, little by little, but moving that needle.
Excellent. If there's one thing that you could leave the audience with, what would that one thing be, one thought?
I was recently on a Women in Technology panel, and I was asked about contributors to success. And two things that I mentioned was, for me, one was my faith. I believe that what's for me is for me, and no one can take that away from me. So have faith and believe in that. Number two was adaptability. You have to be willing to adapt. You have to be willing to be flexible. You have to be willing to meet challenges head on and change things. Is it uncomfortable? Yes, it is. It's uncomfortable for everyone. But I would say, think about the reason you're doing this. You know, think about the why. At every turn, our citizens deserve a government that's, you know, equipped to meet their needs with the modern technology, to meet their needs with, you know, in the most secure manner, to meet their needs wherever that takes us. So they're looking for us to do this. And that's the reason we do this in Georgia. That's what drives us.
It's exciting, and we said it in a session yesterday. I think if we look forward and do that reflection either way, the most important part is that our students feel an impact. The outcomes of their success continues to deliver to the future. But more importantly, no matter where you're at in your journey, your engagement with the government is where you're at,
Yes.
not where the state or the cities or the counties actually want to meet you. I love speaking with you, and I love the journey that you're taking the team on.
Thank you.
And we look forward to hearing more as you continue the journey on with your transformation in Georgia. So thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much
Thank you.
for participating.